Oh no, guys. What have I done? Yikes. So I was in town without Courtney running some errands, and I found something on Craigslist that I had to have. I just bought it. I am so happy right now, guys. I love these trucks. (1996) F350 crew cab long bed 4-wheel drive 5-speed manual. Guys, this is like my dream truck right here. I had a very similar truck when Courtney and I first met, and I sold it, and I've always regretted selling it. And I finally found another one, and it's not perfect, but it's in pretty good shape. It needs a lot of maintenance, but I love it, and I'm so excited. It rides like an absolute tank. All right, steep hill, here we go. Oh yeah. I think we might need to do some suspension work. I just called Courtney and said, hey, grab a camera and come outside. I'm almost home.
Okay. Guys, I'm home editing today, and Riley had to run to town for an errand, and he just told me to grab the camera and film myself. Oh my goodness. That is not my... Riley left in my car, and that is not my car. I'm not even that surprised. Are you nesting?
Well, we didn't make it very far in the new truck. It just sort of idled to a stop and died. And I'm pretty sure that it's not getting any fuel, and I think the fuel filter's probably clogged because the fuel in it's probably gelled because this truck's been sitting a while.
Riley was really excited to take me for a ride in his new truck, and we made it down the driveway. Then it died.
I drained some fuel out. It's definitely pretty nasty. Oh, come on. Oh, why is this so tight?
Never a dull moment. Riley thinks it's just a clogged fuel filter. The problem is that my car is wherever he bought this truck, so we were headed to go get my car, so we can't use my car right now to go to town to get a new fuel filter. So he's walking back to the property. He's going to get the plow truck. We're going to use the plow truck to pull this out of the way. Then we're going to unchain the plow truck. Then we're going to drive the plow truck to go get my car, and then we can use my car to go to town to get a new fuel filter, and hopefully that's the problem. Hopefully this isn't too eventful of a day and we're laughing about this by the end of the day. I mean, I'm already laughing, but I don't think Riley is.
Well, this hasn't gone exactly as planned. Hey Courtney, come check out this awesome cool truck I bought. And then it immediately dies. What is going on in here? There is some nasty stuff in the bottom for sure. Now I'm going to put this back on and we're going to crank it over and try and see if new fuel gets into the bowl or if there's a clog in the pickup in the tank maybe. This truck doesn't have an electric lift pump, so to prime the fuel bowl, you have to crank it. There is no fuel in the bowl. So we've got a clog in the system somewhere. I don't think this is going to be a quick get it running. Let's drag this thing out of the way.
Here we go.
All right, we got Courtney's car. I went to town, I picked up some fuel filters, and I'm gonna see if we can't get this thing fired back up again. Starting with the cheap filter.
I'm not sure if it's snowing, hailing, raining, or all of the above.
What is a snail hail?
I have no idea.
The beeping again?
Go!
Well, we killed the jumper box, and I think we're going to take the batteries out, take them back to the house, get them charged, and give this another shot. All right, I'm headed out for attempt number 2 to get that truck I bought yesterday fired up. I've got diesel, I've got charged batteries. Let's go. It is very muddy right there right now. Just really glad the whole road's not like that. I talked to my friend Ian last night, and he goes, well, how do you know it's not just out of diesel? Well, so yeah, I guess he's right. How do I know it's not out of diesel? Maybe it's just out of diesel. So I'm going to throw some diesel in it, put the batteries in, and we're going to just see where we're at. Yeah, I think that's a sign that the fuel in this truck is very, very old when there's a wasp nest in the filler. Luckily, they're old and no one's home. So this truck has spent a lot of time sitting over the last 10 years or so. The guy said he would kind of drive it every once in a while, over the winter especially, and but it's been 2 years since he really drove it at all. But when I went to test drive it, man, it fired up. It sounded great. It drove good. But now I think there's a problem that's rearing its ugly head that is fuel related, probably in relation to this old fuel. Yes, this is red diesel. Yes, this is for off-road use only, but it's what I had here on the property. I'm gonna end up draining these tanks to clean the fuel system anyways, so it doesn't really matter. This will get us running and get it back to the shop. At that point, I'll probably use it all in our waste oil heater, and there won't be any red diesel in the system anymore. Time to see if it'll fire up. The fuel gauge was reading at about a quarter tank before, and now it's reading way past full, even though I only put 5 gallons in it. So that definitely makes me suspicious of the sending units. But let's crank her over and let's see what happens. It's puffing a little smoke out of the exhaust and stumbling. It's trying. So this truck has a mechanical lift pump on the engine. So when the engine turns, that's what pulls the fuel out of the tank and up into the fuel system. Modern diesels have electric pumps to lift the fuel up to the engine, which means that you can just cycle the key a few times to prime the system. In this case, we have to crank it to spin that mechanical fuel pump and suck the fuel up. Oh, I got a puff. Gosh dang, the batteries are like already dead. What did I get myself into with this truck? But look at it, it's so cool. I think I need to bring the truck over here and use real jumper cables. Jumper boxes are great, but maybe not for this. They kind of look like they're getting ready for a fight. The old Chevy versus Ford fight. It's definitely trying. Yikes. There was a rat's nest in the airbox. I didn't show it, but I used a little starting fluid because I'm starting to get frustrated. Well, it backfired and the rat's nest caught on fire. Well, try again. I died. All right, well, I'm definitely on the right track here. But why did it die? Well, I think that's it for tonight, mostly because it's too dark to be able to film. It is so close to starting, but I just don't think I have enough battery voltage, and the little jumper cables I have here aren't good enough, so probably need to pick up a set of fresh batteries, or maybe even pull the batteries out of this truck and put them into that truck and try to start it, but that's gonna be a project for the daylight. So, see you tomorrow.
Good morning. It is an absolutely beautiful day. Yesterday, Riley ran to town and he picked up a fresh set of batteries for the truck. He's hoping that's the ticket that we need to get it running, so let's go see if we can't get this truck running.
It is cold right now, so I've had the generator going and the block heater on in the truck for a couple hours to try to get us the best chances of getting this thing started today.
If you guys watched our road building series, you might recognize this hill right here. This is where Riley was scaling the cliff with the dozer to make gravel. This is probably one of my favorite spots on the road. It's just like this rocky nub. It has a beautiful view. It's kind of open and the sun comes in, and it's I guess a good spot to be broken down.
I can think of worse spots. Found some shrapnel from the explosion. Plastic bits. Oh my gosh, guys, I feel so silly for blowing up the intake of the truck. As soon as that explosion happened in the intake of the truck, I realized my mistake, which was that I forgot to unhook the glow plug relay, and I think that the starting fluid hit the glow plugs and exploded.
Whoops.
Oops.
Sweet bug deflector.
You like that thing?
No.
I especially like the visor.
I like the visor.
The visor's cool.
The visor's nostalgic.
Okay. If the batteries in the truck weren't toast before, they're toast now. And so to give this thing the best chance of starting, I went ahead and picked up 2 fresh batteries.
I wouldn't normally film the engine bay every time we try to start something, but apparently I need to start doing that.
Maybe it'll be exciting.
No, let's hope not.
High pressure side. Apparently this little Schrader bleeds the high pressure system side. I didn't know this existed. Ooh, there's air in it. That's good. Okay, well, now we'll crank it and we'll try bleeding that again. Where's the key? Oh, I think it's in the other truck.
Were you worried someone was going to steal it last night?
They would have been doing me a favor.
Here we go.
Oh man, it's so close to starting.
You want to check for
I'm going to bleed that again.
air again?
Oh, air and fuel came out that time. Make it again.
Is this the time it's going to start?
I think this is the time. It's cranking way faster with new batteries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah! And she started.
Well, a few days delayed and a little bit of drama, but now we get to take her on her maiden voyage.
All right, so lessons learned, don't trust the fuel gauge and don't run it out of fuel. I owned one of these trucks before and I always regretted selling it. I loved that truck. And so when this truck popped up, it just brought back so many good memories of how much fun that truck was to own and to drive. And there's a 100-gallon fuel transfer tank in the back, so I'm gonna be able to get fuel and easily take it over to the dozer this summer when we're doing more road work. I think this is like the perfect truck to have on this property. And I think maybe the number one reason that I bought this truck is that with the crew cab, it's going to make it so much easier to get the car seat in and out the back than it would in the extended cab.
The number one reason why you bought this truck.
I bought this truck for my baby.
Well, you guys, never a dull moment around here. Thanks for watching.
And we'll see you next time.